Hey guys, we are down in Pearland today on behalf of Fidelis Realty Corporation. They're the property managers here at a strip center. I'm going to try not to show the different stores' names. I guess I don't have permission to. I don't know. We just had some managers walk up and gave us a little bit of grief about using their carts to set up a barricade, but you know. Anyway, we got bees up here in this hollow. Just a little architectural feature on the building here. If you guys go back, you'll see I did several videos in the past for the CVS pharmacies. Had this exact same kind of tapered structure at the top of their building. It's just hollow. It's got usually a fiber board behind it with a stucco. But the bees are really, really busy. At least they were. They're actually, it looks like they used to be going in here on the side, and then somebody came and we were told somebody came and tried to, remediate in the past. Probably tried to poison them and seal up the entrance. It didn't work. So the bees are actually going in now. It looks like they're going up on top, but what they're actually doing is they're going up through that crack in the building and then coming in on the back side of that structure. So they're still going to be in there. We're going to jump here with the grinder, cut this end here open, see what we can see. We may have to come around on the front and cut the front open too. But we got everything set up, got the vac ready. So we're going to jump there and cut it open and see what we find. Alright, so here's our little celebrities up close and personal. They're finally starting to come out and cover these combs. When I first cut it open, they were totally off these combs. Maybe just the disturbance of the grinder kind of chased them back a little bit, but yeah, they're real busy in and out up top. But anyway, nice, big, nice, straight combs. I'm going to try not to have to cut open this face over here too, so we're just going to try to stay right here. I'm going to start back in this back corner and start opening it up a little bit and see what we can see. Alright, well we were working on it from the other side over there, but this thing just kept going and going and going. So I finally came around on the front here and cut a new hole. It's pretty rough. I could clean it up a little bit, but it gets done when I need to. This is actually the old original hive right here. The black combs are right in there. Here's some more white stuff here. It looks like it's mostly empty, so that's old empty honeycomb. Everything that we started on over there was actually new comb from this year. So this would have been the original hive from the last time they were here. Whether they were exterminated or what, I don't know. I'm treating it like the whole thing was exterminated, so we're not going to save any of this comb. It's going to all get black bagged. Just knowing that someone's been here and messed with it before. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to throw all this away, but everything over there was all new. This was all the old stuff, but I got to the point, like I said, where I couldn't grab a hold of all of it anymore, so came around the front and opened it up a little better just so we can see a little better, and we'll keep cutting and grabbing here. So we've got them all out now. You can see the hole got a lot bigger. Boy, there was a lot of comb in there. I filled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buckets. Those are all. There's one that's about half full, but otherwise they are slam full and packed of comb. It actually was 2 colonies. So it was the first one had moved in and built and done everything a year ago or whatever. They had been exterminated, and then this next one had moved in this spring and built a very significant colony in front of the old combs. So two colonies, 2 hives worth of combs. So it was quite a bit. But anyway, it doesn't count as 2 removals because it was all in one spot. Had I had to cut open another, post like that and then 2 separate colonies, then you got double charge or whatever. But in this case, it's all in one spot. So I don't get paid any extra, but that's okay. They pay me enough on these to make it worth it. So anyway, I've run them, what's left, I've run them all out of the hole now. You can see they're flying around pretty chaotically because I've used quite a bit of Be-Quick. The problem is there's that big crack right there to the left of the brick where it goes back to stucco or concrete look. There's a crack like 3 inches wide that goes pretty much the whole length of the building. And the bees are wanting to cluster up back in there where they're out of reach of the hose. So I'm having to spray just a bunch of Be-Quick back in there to get them all to get out of that crack. And then I've got a scrap of debris up there that I've sprayed some Swarm Commander on to try to get them to settle on. They're not paying much attention to it right now. But we're going to give them a little bit of time to calm down. I already had them pretty well clustered once, got up there and started vacuuming bees and got them all started up again. So we're gonna give them some time to settle again here while we keep picking up tools, and hopefully we headed out of here soon. Well, I just had the stupidest, most infuriating thing happen. The bottom of my vac box imploded. So basically, it's got a 1/4 inch piece of crap plywood luan in the base. It's been getting weak and rotten for years, and it finally bit the dust. So what happens is it starts to leak, which then makes my hose lose suction, so my hose plugs up, which then forces more air to go through the leak. The bottom flexed and snapped out. My vac box feels very light, and there are a lot of bees still up there. And now, the added bonus, I basically got kicked out because the store closed. And they don't have, you know, these retail shopping centers, they don't have receptacles out on the front, outside the building. Everything's inside. So since they closed and locked up, they had to unplug my vac, which means I'm done for today. Not like my vac was really working anyway. So this one sucks because it's an hour and a half from the house, and now I'm gonna have to come back. I'm trying to decide just how quickly I can make this all happen. I'm debating going and getting a portable generator and then coming back tonight, actually after dark when they're really well settled, and just snagging up all the rest of them. That may be what I do, because I don't think I can get my vac box fixed and rebuilt tonight necessarily. Well, I guess I'll have to if I'm going to come back. So yeah, I got to think on that. But for right now, I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm angry. So we're going to end this where it's at for today before I say something I regret. Well, I got to tell you guys, it has been a long time since I've been kept out on a bee removal after dark, let alone almost midnight. Actually, it's only like 11:15. So it's really not that bad. But I was just going to reiterate what happened. Calm down now. Not quite as angry. But anyway, my old bee vac, it was the Bushkill bee vac. This thing's needed work for years, and I've just been limping it by. But the flaw with that thing is it's got a 1/4 inch piece of plywood on the bottom of it, and over time that thing has just, it gets wet here or there, you know, a little honey gets sucked up or whatever, and it's rotted out. And today it decided to finally totally go on me. So the issue was that it started to crack and leak air, which then caused my hose to lose suction, so my hose got plugged with bees, which then made the crack suck more air. And then I started trying to tape the cracks up with duct tape, and when I did that and my hose was still plugged, it caused that bottom board to implode. And there was nothing I could do. I taped and taped and taped and taped and taped and tried to patch it up, and it just, every time I put one piece of tape on, I'd hear something pop somewhere else and crack. So needless to say, the bottom board, at least, of the bee vac is toast, which, like I said, I never really cared for the design anyway. But anyway, we had to go home, get a replacement vac box, had to go to my buddy's house and get his generator. Thank God he has a nice generator for me to borrow. So stopped by, got the generator on the way home, went home, got the replacement vac box, just a temporary vac that I use for tonight, just a bucket basically, just to come back, and then had to drive all the way back down here. So it was I left here at 7:15ish, and I got back, I think I've been here about an hour, so just say it was a 3-hour round trip. That's about right. Threw some junk out of the truck while I was at home, threw away the trash, and took a couple buckets out and kind of made space. I could work in the bed a little easier, which the bed's still slammed full of everything right now. But anyway, I want to show you the end product. You know, it's wet just because I went ahead and washed up. I fashioned a little shop broom out of a vacuum head and a pole and some duct tape. And I had to get up there, so when I got back tonight, there was a huge cluster of bees up there on the wall, which I expected. That was all the foragers that came back, you know, after the sun went down. So hopped up there real quick, had them all vacuumed up in probably, I don't know, 10 minutes. Had to run a few more out that were hiding down inside the wall. Had to spray a little more Bee Quick to run them out, got them sucked up. And then, like I said, I just went through, swept up, cleaned up really, really well. You know, and used my bucket of water with a broom basically, and kind of mopped the place clean, swept it all into a pile, sucked that up too. So, you know, I just wanted to mention the importance of that. You know, as much as it sucks to have to have come back and done that, I have seen other people in the past leave a big mess, and that's a big no-no in my book. So even though it sucks to have all the extra miles, thankfully fuel's cheap at least. But yeah, spent almost 6 hours round trip driving on this job, and about another 6 hours worth of work. But so be it. Like I said, it has been years and years and years since I've had that happen. So you know what? Sometimes it just doesn't work as well as you'd hope. But we're done with this one. Tomorrow morning the store will open up, and the average consumer that walks by will not even notice that there was ever a beehive if they don't look up. And that's what's important.